Okay, so you sign your deal, and then right afterwards, you start filming the state property movie.
Yeah, right away.
And is that when you met the other state property guys?
Well, when I got signed, all the property wasn't there yet. Only Beans was there.
Huh.
So I got signed before Freeway, before Chris and Neef. They wasn't there yet. They came a little bit after I was there. So when I got signed, because when we first got signed, it was in '99. We started shooting the movie. Chris and Neef came because they was trying to pick between Chris and Neef and I think a group called Most Wanted. And then Freeway used to hang with Beans, so that's how Freeway came along. Petey Crack sang with me. That's how Petey Crack came along. And we just all be together, and then we just end up being. We went to Hot 97. After we did Hot 97, they said, "Yo, y'all should be together." We went on tour off the Hot 97 freestyles. I'm talking about 14 cities, and every city knew every song, but they just didn't know how we looked. There wasn't no internet.
Okay, so you're signed to Jay-Z, you film a movie, your life has changed, but then in 2000, you get locked up for murder.
Right, that's what I said. Like it's so crazy. Like I'm talking about. So they kicked my mom door in looking for me for a murder. I called a lawyer. I said, "Are they saying I did it, or are they saying that they want to question me about it?" They said, "No, you did it. You need to get out of town or go turn yourself in." I said, "I'm not turning myself in," because so I didn't know who it was or nothing. I just ran. I went to Atlanta. Was down there for 6 months. I'm watching State Property on Saturday Night Live. I'm watching them. I said, and I'm on the run, just sitting in this house in Atlanta, just stressed out. Like, God, again, like, come on, I thought I made it through. So they ended up finding me in Atlanta. When they locked me up, they flew me on a plane from Atlanta, a regular plane with regular passengers, shackled up to Philly. Whole time they asked me why did I do it. They interrogate me on the plane in front of people. So regular people sitting in front of us. I'm at the window seat and there's two cops, like two detectives right here, like, just tell us what happened. The whole ride to Philly. So we get to Philly, to the police station. They show me who died. And that's when I realized I don't even know this guy. Now I'm like, I was running I don't even know him. Like, so they beat me up, whatever. And I was in prison. And it took 20 years for me to figure out what happened. I never knew why they said I did it until about 5 years ago. So nothing's like being in prison for a murder if you didn't do it. They're trying to give you the death penalty. Because they said I shot him, and they said I killed him and I shot his cousin. So they gave me a murder, attempted murder, and all kind of stuff, So like, I was back in some godforsaken situation again. So like, that's why I said your mental got to be strong when you're going through things like that. Because you keep saying, why me? Why me? And it looked like you're doing all these crazy things, but like you're really 100% innocent. Not 50% innocent. I'm talking about I don't know these guys at all. I never saw them before. So, so the one guy that lived, he came to court. Mind you, it took like a year to go to court, just go to preliminary hearing. I'm in jail. So when we get to court, finally get in the courtroom, I see the boy. I'm like, yo, I don't even know you, bro. Like, why you saying like, why? And he was like, he's too tall. I don't think that's him. Mind you, I've been sitting in prison. So they didn't find me not guilty. They said, well, until we find more evidence, we're gonna let you go. But if we find any more evidence, we're gonna come back and get you. So that's even to now. So the guy that got shot, that seen who did it, I kept calling him, trying to get in touch with him. He never would talk to me until about 5 years ago. That's when I found out like what happened. I said, what? My manager set me up. Jimmy the Saint. Yeah. So what happened was he got caught with a brick in his crib. So mind you, got caught with a brick in his crib, and he just started getting people locked up. And mind you, I was his main young boy. I used to hustle for him. I don't know. He just like picked me. I don't know. I think it was over this girl he liked, whatever. But he picked me. He went to the boy house and said, yo, I know who shot you. And the boy like, how you know who shot me? He showed him a DVD with me on it. The boy like, I don't know if that's him or not. Like, I'm telling you, he did it. He convinced him that I did it. Then he brought the cops to his house. And the cops, took his statement, whatever. So that way, Jimmy the Saint never had to get on the stand because he got the boy to say it. So the guy, he lived upstairs from me. So he must have heard their situation and just threw me under the bus. And that case right there ruined my life, kind of. Like, made me a convicted felon. Like, it did a lot. Because after I got out the case for that murder, some guy said I tried to blackmail me for $10,000 like 2 years later, and I lost the case. But it was similar to the murder. So the cops from the murder came to the courtroom for the robbery and was like, it's the same thing happened in the murder, Your Honor. The guy said he did do it, then he said he didn't do it. Either he's paying these people off or he's threatening them. The judge found me guilty, revoked my bail. The guy said I robbed him at our show, State Property show. He said I robbed him for $60 and I lost. Man, I just couldn't believe. couldn't believe it, man. Like I was like, yo, this shit is Delaney Foxworth. That's the guy's name. You know what I mean? So I mean, so it's like, but without that murder case, they would have never even. I mean, the robbery wouldn't nowhere because it's like the guy said I didn't do it at the trial. Like he didn't do it because he kept trying to say, yo, give me 10,000. I won't say you robbed me. I'm like, what? If I knew now what I know now, I would have just gave him 10,000. you know what I mean? Because once you're a convicted felon, you can't live certain places, you can't work certain places, you lose a lot of rights. And I was 23 years old.